And action. We're back. We're back for another week of yoga for cats and also yoga for chickens. I don't know if they really know what's going on or not. But I'm Carlos, and welcome if you're new. Oh, shh, quiet. Don't. She's meowing right into the microphone. That's got to be really loud. Oh no. And so we're starting by meditating, whatever that means for you. And we got a beautiful morning here in Tucson, Arizona, USA. And I hope you remembered to bring your strap. You can just pause it. Not yet, but wait until hey, don't do that. Wait till we start to use it, and then you can pause it and go grab one. Now, baby, don't get in trouble with the chickens. All right, so here comes Banu. He's on the wrong side of the fence. All right, so I'll get you started. Take two and action. All right. Hey, we're here. We're here for another week of yoga for cats and chickens. This is actually take two. It's not easy to get all these animals together, but you shouldn't have to watch that. So you can maybe see Banu in the far distance, and he just took off, but he'll come back, right? Gotta let him go. So hopefully you meditated. I can't force you to meditate. I can persuade you to do asanas, but I can't force you to meditate. Let's go right into a forward fold. Grasp your feet. All right, let's come up. So today we're doing our straps. See the strap? And if you were here last week, so we'll do our camel ride, and we can chit chat while we're doing that. I'm coming forward, arching my back as best I can, looking up slightly, and then exhaling back, rounding the back, and then tucking the chin slightly. Okay, so first of all, my main laptop that I use for making these videos crashed, so I'm recording this at the normal time, but you may not get it for like a week, and I apologize, and there's very little I can do about it, but thanks for your patience. And I hope you were just looking at older videos of some of our greatest hits. There's if you want a short video, there's Duck Yoga from Wisconsin, and then there's let's see, there's another fairly short one, and then there's some really cool long ones if you're doing yoga on a weekend or something like that. Well, hey Rita, what you doing? They're acting kind of funny. Come here, baby. That's a girl. That's a good girl. All right, good. And what else is new? We're kind of overcast today because of smoke from the fires in California. So we might not have to go into the dojo today. And it's so cool now that maybe baby will start going back into the dojo with me. So we'll see. Next time we come forward, you can release your feet, lay your hands on your knees, go around in circles. We'll circle one way, and then come to a complete stop, circle the other. So at any point, if you forgot your strap, you can pause and go get it. Remember, you can use a string, you can use the sash to a bath robe. Doesn't have to be a fancy strap. You can use a rope. And I realized now that I think I may have used a rope last week that you couldn't even see because it was so thin. But last week we were demonstrating some empty hand methods that were pretending that we were holding a string, and so we're evolving our strap practice. The strap is used for like 4 main things. The first and most obvious is leverage, and we don't want to abuse the leverage, right? The second is to perfect our own alignment, which is similar to the leverage, right? Let's go here. And then the next is a feeling of connectedness, because when you hold the strap, this hand is connected to that instead of just being out, right? And we learn in Tai Chi that it's very easy for Chi to just go out your extremities into nothingness and be lost, right? And in yoga, it would be prana instead of Chi. So then, the other way that we're looking at that's different today is using the strap just to suggest an alignment, right? So use the strap as a straight line that you can emulate. And I'll demonstrate all these, but we're developing our strap practice. And then we're going to do some movements that are based on Chinese staff movement patterns, like a wooden staff or a bamboo staff. And, we just lost baby. Doesn't matter. She'll be back. And I don't think we're going to ever use a staff because, take it from me, it's too easy to break something in your living room. It's impossible to train with the staff without breaking something, even in the dojo. The dojo used to have a little Buddhist shrine. They broke that. The dojo used to have windows. Now it's all plywood. You can't train weapons training. You're going to break something. So we're better off with the strap. Take my word for it. More convenient. The only exception could be if you have a walking stick. Maybe you could, and it's your favorite walking stick, you use it all the time, you might be able to go and get that and maybe try it with that. But if you break something in your living room, don't blame me. Okay, back to here and back to here. Now, something I didn't mention last week. So last week we actually successfully conjured some rain. And we're going to switch metaphors. When you drop this movement down into the pelvic bowl, think about cleansing and energizing the kidneys and the entire urinary tract, right? So before I was telling you about muscles, right? So we're switching from thinking about that sort of spaghetti of pelvic bowl, abdominal muscles, and thinking about organ systems, right? This is more Chinese. So as you're doing this right now, this is really important. As you're doing this right now, you're invigorating the kidneys and the entire urinary tract, which we take for granted all the time, several times per day. And but if it malfunctions, you miss it so badly, right? So great. And again, drink plenty of water. And there's Banu on the wrong side of the fence. God damn. Okay, good. Let's move on. Switch your legs around. Banu, come here, buddy. I wonder if he could be persuaded to come under the fence. We could try it. I don't want to have to do a take 3 on this, right? Because this is already take 2. Here we go. Here. And here. And here. And here. So let me give you an example with our strap. If you were to forget about bringing your arms into your chest and just what we're doing with this twist is like this, right? It's not like that, right? And this is, and then, so maybe don't put it behind you, put it here. Yeah, this is better. I'm sorry. This is better, right? So we're coming to here and then here. Ooh, look at Coco. Come here, baby. Here and here. Here. So you can tell now if I'm going over here, see, that's no good. And I prefer to even bring this back, right? So see if you can get the strap across the front. All right. Oh, there's a good girl. Ooh. So anyway, so this is what I meant about using the strap purely for alignment. It's not assisting you. It's not a physical assistance. It's for alignment. So does that make sense? Okay, good. Then I'm just going to do 2 of these. Okay, here comes Banu. I knew he'd come. Excellent. See, with cats, I mean, I make the mistake of trying to gather them together before we do the thing, and it's impossible. So let us look at another example of this strap. So, sort of do's and don'ts. So extend your legs out. So I'm going to turn obliquely so you can see what's going on here. So if I would do a normal forward bend, I would say, ooh, I can reach my toes, yay. But I'm reaching, right? And my back is rounded. And that's fine, but what if I want to work on this fold here and everything attached in here? Then I would want a flat back, and maybe I don't want my shoulders forward. So this is perfect. So, and then the second thing is your strap does not go in your arch, right? It goes on the ball of the foot. Okay, so, and the ball of the foot allows the backs of the legs to lengthen, right? So you're flexing your foot. So now I'm not using leverage. There's a little leverage, but not much. Okay, so my back is relatively flat. My shoulders are back. So this does not feel like our normal forward fold. And I'm not suggesting that we do this every time, but there's an intention here, a different intention. Okay, so I mean, I can give myself more strap and bring my shoulders even further back. It looks like there's tension there. I should do it without tension. So bring the shoulders up and then slide them down your back and then pull up through the crown point of the head. Now you guys are probably bending a lot further forward than me, but I just, I'm just tight. Come on, Banu. You almost came over. Oh boy. All right, we almost had Banu, but he's in a real funky mood because it's nice and cool. So he's exploring all over. These guys were miserable when it was 107. You can't see him. He's looking like an idiot. Come here, Banu. Okay, great. That's really good. And then just to contrast, there's this, completely different. Completely different. So let's do Marishi's twist, one of our favorites, but even better with the strap. So I don't know if you guys mirror me or whether you're looking at right or left, but I'll tell you what's right and maybe ignore me if you're just mirroring me. So I'm going to bend my right knee, bend the right knee, extend the left leg, flex the left foot, lay your strap here. So I'm laying it just loosely along this side, and then it goes up by my foot. All right, so first thing, just hug your knee. Come here, you guys. Come here, baby. Ooh, everybody's leaving. Oh, so baby can hang out now without the mean chickens. Oh. Should I take her collar off? Yeah. Maybe Sundays, maybe for yoga we'll take her collar off as a special treat. Anything to make her feel special, so she'll join us. Okay, so I left a little strap up by my foot, and I'm gonna use my little assistance here. Chickens are breaking something now. So we went from hugging the knee to kind of moving the knee off to the side. Okay, so I'm kind of doing it. This is sort of a hybrid forward fold of what I just showed you. It's a little bit, my shoulders are reaching forward, but I'm still trying to have fairly decent form. Okay. Okay, good. And then, now, the twist is to my left, or in the direction of the straight leg. Okay. Okay, so what's the strap for? So to bind this up, this arm comes around back here, and then you join your hands. But what if you can't reach your hands? Or I can reach my hands, but my posture suffers. So I'm grasping the strap. If you can't see that, I'm holding the strap loosely, and now I have a feeling of connectedness. So this is, and then turn in the direction of the twist. One more breath. Okay. I can hear church bells. This is Sunday morning, you guys, and I don't know what church that is, and that's the first time I've ever heard that in living here for 15 years. So that's really freaky. Okay, so we switched legs. So this, using the strap, is, in this case, is hug your knee, is a combination. It's a little bit of leverage, but mostly that feeling of connectedness that we want. That's why we bind those poses up, so that our body feels like one unit with nothing dangling, right? Oh, yeah, aren't you a sweet girl? All right, I'm going to move this out of the way. Did you lay your strap along your bent leg? Nope, I didn't tell you to do that. And then leave a little bit up by your foot. Yeah, okay, good. So now as we come forward, a little tiny assistance from the strap, but not much. Don't pull too hard. Okay, got all the chickens back. Benu, you're not doing anyone any good out there. Benu. So what we'll do with Benu is maybe we'll bring him over to the dojo later. What's new, Fauna? Okay, so Then remember, we're going to twist in the direction of the long leg. Come here, Rita. Stay out of trouble, would you? Okay, so we're twisting here, and remember the binding is not here. It's around the leg. So maybe I can grab my hands, but maybe I'll use the strap, because if I can join my hands though, I lose my good posture. So I want to be able to sit tall. And continue to extend that leg out. This leg has to be active, because that's what the whole pose is based on. It's Marishi's twist, ray of light. This is the ray of light. One more breath. All right, good. So that's not easy. Speaking of not easy, we're going to try either a leg balance or a get up. Oh, I just saw a hawk. Okay, if the chickens leave, it's because there's a hawk flying around. But so far they're not concerned, and the pigeons are not concerned. There's some pigeons above us. So switch legs again and bring this leg in as tight underneath you as you can. Now, if you're able, this can be a stand-up, right? So, not for me, but ask any 3-year-old. Easiest thing on earth, right? For a 5-year-old, 3-year-old, 10-year-old, right? But for us, we'll just make it into a balance. Hold here, or just reach. Some people prefer to just reach, and we're just going to see if we can come up into a little balance. One Mississippi, that's enough. You can rewind that if you don't believe that. Switch legs, please. And you got to bring this foot in underneath you. It's all about your center of gravity. If there's any cheating going on here, it's being aware of your center of gravity, because you can't muscle this up, right? And then, so first, can we get up? Can you come all the way up? Could you stand up? You'd come up, and then you'd get this leg, pull this leg back underneath you, right? So once you got up as high as you could, this leg would draw back underneath you. All right, so, and then we'll try it as a balance. And this leg is actually off the ground. I know you can't see it. You have to believe me. Trust me. Okay, good. So if that's the first time you've done that, that's really hard. If you do a few times, it becomes a little bit more possible. And maybe it was easy for you. That'd be super great. Okay, so now the dreaded cow face pose. Dreaded for me because it requires a good deal of hip flexibility, which I'm pretty short on. So we're going to cross our legs, but not like this. We're going to bring one knee over the other with the legs out like this. So, and that's not even what the strap is for. Okay, so I'm going to need some extra glucosamine after this one. So take your time. Keep your strap handy. We're going to need it. So see how one knee is aligned over the other, and then the feet are out to the side. This apparently looks like the smile of the cow. Okay, so now the top part is to bring one arm up and join your hands behind your back, so it's interesting. I can do it on this side, but not on the other. So I don't need the strap here, but let me just show you what the strap is for. So here, grab. So I think you can tell what's going on behind my back. I'm holding the strap. And then, but now I can focus on sitting tall and not having my arm push my head over, right? So, see if I can perfect my posture. Something like right about like that. One more breath. Okay, release. Woo! Okay, we're going to fold our legs the other way. You guys, there's a homeless guy that I could go get he has the most flexible hips ever. He sleeps over at the dojo, not in the dojo. He sleeps on the front stoop of the dojo, and he'll be rolling cigarettes with his legs in this shape, but he's so flexible, it's outrageous. And I was talking to him, he doesn't do any yoga. Okay, so that's about as good as I'm going to get this. And then remember to do the other arm. So the other arm's on top. I'm definitely going to need my strap for this. Look at that, I can barely even reach my strap. So, in my case, my excuse, it could have been some sort of an injury. I don't know. Who cares? So a lot of our yoga practice is just noticing things. There's no fixing. We don't always have to fix everything. We can just notice some things, right? So this feels completely different on this side as on the other side. All right, so I'm going to work on my posture for my final breaths, because that's what we're here for. I'm sitting as tall as possible. Breathing. One more breath. And release. Wonderful. Oh, Banu's totally asleep. Oh, man. On the wrong side of the fence. You guys. And I know Banu is all the cats' favorite cat. Shh. All right. Let's see. We're losing chickens. Okay, so don't worry about your strap for the next 3 or 4 poses. We'll just do our normal squat. Any kind of squat you like, your favorite squat. If you want, you could try doing a with this. Oh, it wouldn't even help. I was going to say a double bound garland. Nah. It doesn't really help. Nah, forget it. Ooh, I just lost the 4th chicken. How strange. Okay, so then we'll press up to a hanging forward bend, and I take it back. Grab your strap, and so we'll do something, and don't make me regret doing it. If you step, okay, for those of you who can't touch your toes, step on your strap, and then you can feel the connectedness of being down here. This feels very connected, feels solid. If you can't feel that, then you can approximate it a little bit, but don't pull, just feel connected. Now, for those of you who are always down here,
fold your arms and just hang so you remember what it feels like to not be able to reach the ground, right? All right, and then step out into straddle. Bennu, I wish you'd come around inside the over here. I wonder if she's purring. Was she purring? I can't tell. Let's walk our hands over to one foot. Doesn't matter which. Oops. I may be a little bit off camera. I'm going to scooch over. And then a couple more breaths here. And then, yeah, get your strap. I take it back. We're going to use the strap. So get your strap handy. And then we'll come around into lunge. No strap yet. So now, if you like to add that twist, put the strap nice and long in the hand that's going to go up. And see if you can use this as a guide to getting everything lined up like a plumb bob. See, so look how I should have a fairly straight line down my arm, through my shoulders, right into the earth. And then something I noticed is I let my head dangle. I shouldn't do that. I don't want to bring too much tension to my neck, but I do want to bring my head up to look at my hand, okay? So excuse me for not doing that in the past. I get lazy. All right, good. So then when you don't use the strap, you'll know what it feels like to have that alignment. So we're creating body memories with our proper alignment, and then your body goes back to that naturally. Okay, over we go to the other side. Don't bend your legs just yet. Come here, baby. Come here. Yeah. Had to bribe you. Yeah, that's right. All right. Where's my strap? Here we go. I don't need it just yet. We're gonna come around into lunge. That's right. So, I need to shout out to our fans. We have Boo, and we have Lil Miss, and I can't remember our other fan, our big fan, Layla's kitty. Can't remember its name. Okay, up we go. So look at this straight line I'm trying to create. In fact, I'll bring it behind me. See that? something like that. You get the idea. It's not perfect. Back to straddle. And then something we didn't do in our water set was more of our floating. Once you get the hang of this sort of floaty energy, you could even try hopping your feet in from straddle, but you have to float your hips up. It's not about your legs. It's about getting the hips up, and then the legs come in all by themselves. So you can play with that as long as you don't hurt yourself. And I guess what we'll do, it's overcast, but I still would rather do the standing poses over in the dojo. So let's, why don't we come up and take a break, a water break, and then I'll join you in the dojo, okay? All right, we are back. We're in the dojo. Look at who we've got. We got Banu. He was persuaded to come over. All right, good. And baby, of course. Oops. And so come on up. Grab your strap with you. Let's see, or maybe I hope you already had your water break. Okay, so let's see, what can we do with these straps? Okay, so first of all, the cautions. I don't want you guys to blow out your shoulders with this, and I'm serious. When you get a new toy, all you want to do is play with it and see what it's capable of, but you can't do that. You got to take it super easy. So last week, if you were with us, we did some of these strap movements without the strap. Come back here, you guys, and come here. And without the strap, just to prove that you don't really need it, and that you have this certain range of motion without the strap, but it's neat to use it. So so first, here we go, a very narrow grip, and so I don't want my strap to be hitting me in the face, so I'm gonna double it and then double it again. Okay, I'm losing my cats. They like to be down on the ground, you know. So let's see, here we go. So up to here, and just a simple side stretch. Okay, nice deep breath. And then remember our rules. Up first, slightly back, and then think about over. And then I can't see myself, but I'm going to try to frame my head between my arms. Not up here, not down here. And is that for aesthetics? No. I'm trying for my neck to just continue the same gentle curving alignment as my spine. So I'm just trying to get my neck to continue on, and everything's very two-dimensional. And as always, don't think about your ribs. Stretch out from the whole side of your body, from your pinky on your hand down to the pinky toe. Woo, what was that? What was that? You probably could, I don't know if you can see her or not. She's acting goofy. All right, inhale back up. So biologists say, well, first of all, okay, reach up, slightly back, and then over. Biologists say that we have bilateral symmetry, but we don't have transverse symmetry. In other words, we have no up and down symmetry. There's no resemblance between the body, the bottom of our body, and the top of our body. But in more ancient traditions, there is transverse symmetry. So
The shoulder is the hip of the upper body. The elbow is the knee of the upper body. The wrist corresponds to the ankle. And of course, your fingers correspond to your toes. It's pretty obvious. They don't have to be exactly alike, right? So take that, biologists. So in our yoga practice, we can think about that. So as I extend my hand up and over, ooh, look at her go. Think about your foot. Oh, look at that. She's goofing around. Oh my God. I don't know if you can see her in the mirror. She's just messing around. Okay, back up. Okay, great. So let's do a back bend while we're up here. And then the strap does nothing except for that nice feeling of connectedness that I keep telling you about. So look at me, I can reach the wall. This is a good prop. We haven't done wall work in a long time. Maybe that'll be one of our next videos. Everybody has a wall at their home. Okay, so on an inhale, come back up and then lower. Strap down nice and... All right. So baby has not been here in a long time because it's too hot for her, and she was also just scared of something over here. I don't know what it was. But she's having fun right now. You can't see her. She's off camera. All right, then, same grip, but behind the back. And then be careful with this one for a number of reasons. Be careful with the instability, okay? Because if you lose your balance when we're in the middle of this pose, it would be a disaster. I'll just tell you in advance, as always, if you lose your balance in the middle of a pose, don't tense up. Do the opposite, relax, okay? So, but anyway, and then be super careful of your shoulders. So I'm just gonna fold forward, relax, and then start thinking about lifting my arms up. And then just relax and breathe. Give your shoulders a chance to get used to this idea, and then maybe they'll come up a little higher. Why don't we do this in 2 parts? So take a nice breath here, and then I'm going to suggest that you bend your knees to come up. And then look what we're going to do. Okay, look at your grip. My palms are facing back. I'm going to switch my grip around so my palms are facing forward. My palms are facing you now. And let's go over again, see if this changes anything. Oh, it changes quite a bit. Oh, that feels much better for me. But we lost our cats, didn't we? Again, we've got a lot going on here, so I'm going to suggest to make one part of this easier, I'm going to bend my knees a little bit to come up. Because I've already got stuff going on with my shoulders. All right, great, super. So you could do that without the strap, but this definitely adds, right? So then let's do, okay, now we get into things where you have to be super duper careful. Should we see if we can get a cat back here? I guess not. Oh well, sorry. Okay, so the length of the strap, a lot of people compare the length of the strap to how tall they are, but for our purposes, I'm usually talking about the length of the strap in terms of your personal wingspan. So whatever you choose to use, whether it's a string or a piece of yarn, It should be, you could hold it comfortably at your full wingspan. And then I'm gonna come in a little bit, just a little bit. We're just gonna try this. And then if this works out okay, we can go with a narrower grip. So we're gonna start, wide is easier. Remember, this is the one where we just go up and over. Okay, and then see, this is my palms are facing down. If my palms were facing up, it would feel different. Much different. Let the strap slip. That means that your grip is too narrow. If the strap slips, that means that that's good. I mean, you should let it slip. So I'm going to go back. So maybe you need to narrow your grip. If you didn't feel anything there, then narrow your grip a little bit. Okay. And then these are the things we did last week that you probably might not have been able to see. And even if I used that little piece of string, I realized in the video you can't see what that string is. So I hope I don't hit myself in the head with these ends of the strap. We're going to go around to the side and behind, and then to the other side behind me, and then in front. This is a neat movement pattern, right? And I don't know if I mentioned, this is all Asian stuff. It's either done with straps or with bamboo staffs or just wooden poles. And I don't want you to do the poles because you're going to break something in your yard. But and your pole is probably not long enough. But take a break here. If shake out your shoulders. If you have a walking stick already, you know, that's really tall, and you check it and it's really like close to your wingspan, and you're out in nature already and you're not going to break anything, you can try these, but don't, just take my word for it, don't do it in your living room, because look around the dojo, all the windows have been broken, most of the lights have been broken. We used to have our Buddhist Shinto shrine here, that was broken, everything's been broken. So learn from our experience. It's better to, here's a quote. Okay. So let's try palms facing up. Here's a quote from Kaiser Wilhelm. He said, "People say you should learn from your mistakes. I prefer to learn from other people's mistakes." That's a great quote. It's a great quote. So learn from our mistakes. There's nothing breakable in the dojo anymore because it's all been broken. All right, so there's that. And then there is, let's just go palms facing down. So now it's getting better. Now I'm going to show you how we can improve. So like in the Vietnamese longevity staff exercises, everything's very straight and nothing really twists that much. But I like to twist. So this time as I come around, I'm not going to stay here facing you. I'm going to face this way. Oh, I love this. This is much better. Much better. Okay? And we're not going to go around and around. We're going to do the movement pattern in one direction and then in the other. If you want to do on your own, if you want to do 10 of these in one direction and then change directions, that's fine. Okay, so, but for the sake of the video, I just demonstrate it once. And then we'll try it with the palms facing up. Maybe this feels different. It does feel different. And look, you guys, please abstain. If you already feel like you've done too much with your shoulders, then just don't be doing this, all right? Just watch. So then, even better, what could be better? I hinted at it last week. You know I don't like straight lines, right, in the body. They don't exist. So why do we pretend that they're there? Who says our arms have to be straight and that our strap has to be at its longest length? So we can do the same thing, and then this is just for that feeling of connectedness, right? And also we can do more things later with this, but just right now, just for this feeling of connectedness, no death grip, and then we're going to turn, let both arms are bent, no straight lines. This is my favorite of all. Look at that, that's wonderful. I think it's a little easier too. All right, I like this one so much that we'll do it twice. I'm going to go palms up. Okay. If you like this one, like me, then just skip all those other ones. Don't even do the other ones in the future. Okay. Oh, I really like that one. All right, good. Okay, great. So how about pause for just a second. Let me find out where. Well, no, these cats will come back later. I'll grab them later. They don't like when we're standing up because it makes them nervous. Let's do. In the past, we did our side angle pose. We did a bound side angle pose, and we used the strap to help bind it up. But I find that it's still very difficult. It's like it doesn't help that much. Either you can do it or you can't. I wouldn't really worry about it. So we're going to do something different as far as a standing pose. We're going to do the simple triangle. So again, you can mirror me or you can pay attention to what I'm saying, but I'm going to come out into a 5-pointed star, and my strap is very loose in my left hand, and we're going to turn to the right. Strap is in my left hand, I'm turning to the right. Turn both feet, face right. Remember our triangle? Both legs are going to stay straight. Okay, I'm going to ease over and down. What is the function of the strap now? Again, it is simply like a plumb bob, like an alignment, to see that my upper arm and my lower arm are in that same alignment. I can make it even a little longer so it reaches the ground. You don't have to worry about this. But, and then I'll look at the video, see if it really works. So this should be a real straight line from the upper arm through my shoulders, down into the earth, and then I'll look up at my hand. I think I mentioned before, I'm going to try to keep my neck in alignment with my spine, which means to lift my head up a little higher, but I don't want to torque my neck out too bad. So I hope this looks like a nice straight line. And then metaphorically, we can use this one to pull us back up, even though it doesn't really work in real life. But so let's switch. Strap to the other hand. Notice in your own body if you have differences from side to side. In this particular posture, I'm pretty even. Everyone's different. So over and down. Don't rush this part. Take your time getting down to the lowest point. And remember, if this is your triangle here, this is fine. See, it still works. It still works here. Okay? In terms of that straight line. Okay. Take your time. And as I mentioned before, you use these props or whatever to create a body memory for the next time you do it without the prop, but this time, so you get your alignment as good as you can, and then sort of take a body snapshot that is not visual, it's with feeling. So you feel, I'm going to do it as best I can, feel the proper alignment, and then next time your body will automatically go there. Or when it finds that spot, it will say, that's what I was looking for. Okay, great. So before we release here, pull the arms back. We can't get enough heart openers nowadays. Open your heart. Okay. Obviously metaphorical. We can do all kinds of shoulder openers, but we need to open our heart, okay? All right, and you can walk in or hop in or float in. All right. How come our cats are gone? Come here, kitties. They're just completely gone. Wow, maybe they're meditating already. That's okay. So then, here come our balances. Assisted dancer pose. Okay. So I'm shortening my strap up. It doesn't matter. What I'm basically going to do is lasso my foot. This is only necessary if the hardest part of the dancer is reaching and holding your foot. If this is the hardest part for you, then lasso your foot. It feels kind of good even if you can reach your foot. So, and now you got to figure out the right length. Everybody's different, remember? So play with it. There's no hurry. So let's say that's the wrong length. So I'm not in any hurry. The people who are already balancing right now, that's your problem. Because I told you to take your time. All right, so here we go. So even though I can reach my foot, this just feels neat. I like this. Okay, so remember in yoga, the supporting leg is straight, but the knee's not locked. My knee is soft, even though my leg is straight. If I could bend my knee, that feels even better, but we're not allowed to in yoga. Okay, so good. Let's try the other side. Okay, make your lasso. So we learned on the other side how long the lasso should be. So we ought to be able to get into this one a little quicker. So you already know from experience, the one time you can't watch the video is when you're balancing. You have to look at the floor when you're balancing, unless you're super expert level. And then you're probably, if you're super expert level, you're probably not even watching a video. You've got your own class at a retreat up in Sedona. All right, great. And then did I mention to make it a little harder, just for fun, to make it a little harder, you go opposite hand, opposite leg. So we were doing same hand, same leg. This is opposite hand. I'm balancing on my left and extending the right. And then balancing on my right leg and extending the left hand. A little bit harder. And then a lot harder is, this is actually not the dancer anymore. I believe this is referred to as full king pigeon. Okay, normally we do the pigeon, it's down on the floor and it's not a balance. This is the full king pigeon balance, or you could still think of it as a dancer. So it looks as if I'm going to start to jump rope, but I have the strap tangled in my back foot. All right, and so you want your strap as long as you can get it right now, I think. I don't know what your strap is like, but I've got mine as long as I can. And then I come up as if I'm about to start jump roping. let my arms come behind me. And then maybe I can make an adjustment here. Okay, and then I don't really want to look up, but I do want to arch my back. I mean, if I look up, it's over. I mean, I can look up for a little bit. And I can bend my supporting knee a little bit, I think, just to make it a little easier. So you want your elbows back, chest out like a pigeon. Okay, I'm going to gently release. Okay, and again, hope it's not too late to have told you, but if you start to lose your balance, don't struggle, just relax, right? So I think this is the other leg. If I only have two of them, why is it so hard to keep track of, right? So I believe this is my other leg. All right, and then just as usual, anything we do on both sides, you're feeling for differences. Well, that's about all I can do. Okay, great. And then just to be clear, this is the pose. You won't recognize it, but this is the pose on the cover of the yoga magazines. They're holding their foot in their hand, right? So I have only 5 feet to go in my yoga career. What if I do like 6 inches per year? It'll take me that long to be able to hold my foot behind my head. So I'm not going to hold my breath. Let's see, I believe, oh wow, all right, well, we are done with our standing poses. So look at me, I'm already instinctively going back into a hanging forward bend, but you guys have some water first, and then come into a hanging forward bend. And we'll head back out into the yard and see what the chickens are doing, okay? All right, so we're back outside, and we've still lost our chickens. Maybe they'll come back, who knows, but the cats is all that matters. And let's come around and move into downward facing dog. Again, floating. Float back if you can. Man, the chickens have just destroyed this area just in an hour. One more breath, pull the hips back. So another purpose for the strap is partner yoga. If we were doing this will transform your downward dog. Have somebody loop the strap around your hips and just brace their foot behind your heels and just gently pull you back, and feels so good. But we can pretend, if you feel that imaginary pulling back on your hips, it just opens out your shoulders and chest. All right, great. So drop down to hands and knees. Do some cat and cow.
Looks like I'm going to be down in the dirt today. Oh well. For all we know, there's something in the soil microbiome that prevents COVID. Right? We don't know. All right. Okay, good. So, here's the thing. Let's do our thunderbolts. And here's a little thing that we've tried. I don't know if this helps you at all or not. If you have a problem grasping your feet when we do our bow pose, you can try to get an assist with the strap, but I have found it frustrating. It's very hard to get any kind of a grasp of your feet with the strap, to get the strap to hang on to your feet or go around your ankles, and the amount of effort it takes to tie a loop, it's too much effort. So I still would recommend half bows if you can't reach both feet, but I'm going to give it the old college try here just for fun. You may have better luck than me, and if you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, I will show you. So I'm gonna grab this here and then lay down. Okay, it's already kind of coming loose. Yeah, it might not work. All right, anyway, so get ready for our bow pose. Nah. Yeah, it might work. You're on your chin, you're grasping your ankles, and if you can't reach your ankles, you're kind of lassoing your feet or your ankles. See what I'm doing? Engage your abs strongly to protect that lower back. So see what I did? Either it works or it doesn't. Come here, baby. Oh. One more breath. And you can't see, but my knees are up off the ground, I promise you. All right, release. Push back to child pose. So, when we did that forward bend where our arms came up behind us, that's very unstable. The anchor pose is much more stable. From your child pose, you either hold your strap this way or this way. Try it both ways. And now you can slowly bring your arms up. And you don't have to worry about it's not balancing, but it's unstable when you're standing. So you can relax here. I'm going to try flipping my hands over. Ooh, I like that better. Ooh, I like that. See, I changed my grip. The longer we hold this, the more your shoulders will start to let go. But it's not a contest, right? So just know that it's just relaxation. It's not force. As your shoulders relax, or the muscles around that attach to the shoulders, they relax, your arms can come up higher. But don't worry about it. So let's move on. Come on down, get comfortable. This is our We call this a side star. I don't know what your yoga school calls it, but this is the one where without the strap, if you hold here, it's ruined. If you hold here, it might be okay, but you're losing the stretch of the hamstrings quite a bit. If you hold here, it's not so great. You really want to get it to here to lengthen here. So the strap really helps you, right? And then, even if you can grasp your foot, it just makes it more relaxing. And remember, these don't have to be completely static poses. You can move this around, feeling for tightness. If you really lengthen your body, then there's an element of instability. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's just what you want. If you want stability, bring this leg forward. If you want a little bit of element of balance, then everything is in a dead straight line here, including this arm. Bring this arm out. Now it's a total balance. Woo! Now this is more comfortable, more stable. Okay, so you literally, in your home practice, hold this for just as long as you feel like, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But for the sake of the video, we're going to move on, okay? So, also in your home practice, you could do this entire side series on one side and then do the other side, but we're going to move from side to side because I believe the transitions are just as important as the pose itself, right? Remember, we're trying to develop a vocabulary of ground movements so that we don't feel so clumsy on the ground. Okay, so look at this bent leg. This is super stable. This is much less stable. Well, there's Coco. Hey, Coco. What's new with you? Come here, Coco. So relaxing. And her arch enemy. They're rivals. Just leave her alone and she'll leave you alone. You're just provoking now. All right. Excellent. So then we get into some real great stuff. So you don't have to turn all the way around, but I am. We're going to go back to the other leg, and let's see, what view shall I give you? Man, now, what are you doing out there, dude? Oh, man, look at that guy. Look, everybody, it's your favorite cat. Okay, so we're going back to the other leg. I'm facing away from you obliquely. You can lay any way you want. This is the best stuff right here. So, same hand, same foot. And then this arm out for ballast, so to speak, and then just let this leg drop. So try to keep this hip down. It's going to come up a little bit. You know, it's a suggestion to keep the hip down. Don't let it ruin the whole pose, but you just don't want to go like that. So don't do this. It can come up a little bit, but if you can keep it glued down, it's even better. Oh, Rita. And then you can look in the opposite direction as usual. So some of you with the nice loose hips, this is all super easy for you, right? And if it is, congratulations. But for me, it's much harder. So I'm going to come up to center and then change hands and go over the other way. So this is the mysterious IT band. Remember, athletes and runners can have big problems with this. For me, I can barely feel it. I don't know what it's. Take my word for it. It's hard to find good stretches for the iliotibial process or whatever. Okay. We could stay here for another 5 minutes. Take one more breath. Back up to center. All right. Switch legs, please. You may have already discovered if that these strap poses are good for your hands, right? I told you not to use a death grip, but you still have to use some grip, and your hand could get fatigued. Well, you could always loop it around, right? Makes it a little easier. But there's nothing wrong with working on your grip strength too. That's another thing that we don't work on in yoga. Grip strength is very, very, very important. As we develop arm strength and upper body strength, if you can't hold on to something, you can't lift it. So no matter how strong your arms and legs get, if your grip strength is lacking, then the whole system, you don't want your grip strength to be the weakest link in the system, which it often is. That's all I'm saying. So, what are you girls doing? Coco, what are you doing? All right. Coming back to center. Switch hands. I'll do the little loop just for fun. Over to the other side, the IT band. Well, there's Fauna. Don't peck my eye out, Fauna. Oh boy, this feels so good, but we have to move on, at least for the video. You guys can do this as long as you want. Okay, good. We are winding down to our last strap-related pose. So remember how we rock up to sitting? Not here, but, well, this would be expert level, but this is much easier, and it's all about center of gravity. You round your back, push your legs forward, and that will carry you up nice and graceful. Let's do the strap version of the boat. So I'm a huge fan of the classic boat pose, which we do all the time, like this, but this one's nice too. And it's not crazy. There's some really difficult versions of the boat pose. So
you've got a lot of variability in how much strap you grab, because the longer of strap you use, the more further back your shoulders are going to be, which is good. We want our shoulders back. So here's sort of a normal, but what I'm talking about is straightening your legs, lifting your chest, pulling your shoulders back. Provided that you can balance here, you can hold this for as long as you can balance. It's really good. You're not using as much abs. It's more with the back and shoulders, and then lengthening the hamstrings, right? But it just feels classic as well. It's just a good use of your strap. Get the idea? One more breath. All right, release. We have come nearly to the end. Lay back. Hug your knees. Sorry there's no cats, you guys. Arms out to one side, knees to one side, head to the other.
Well, hey, Fauna. Thanks for coming to say hi. Swing your knees over to the other side. So you guys know I'm going to be sneaking away to allow you to meditate. So let me tell you in advance. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your interest. Enjoy your meditation. I told you already, I feel really bad because I'm making this video now, but I don't know. It could be a week because of my crashed laptop before I get my editing software back, and before I'm able to, and then I'm also having bandwidth problems, so it may be a week before I can upload it. I mean, on a good day, it takes 8 hours to upload this video. So we'll see you. In other words, when we see you, thanks for your patience, is what I'm trying to say. I hope nobody worries if the video is missing. I think I gave you a little bit of a warning last week, but some people don't read the email. That's okay. Hug your knees to your chest. And then what else was I going to tell you? Oh, our final thought. So last week we had a water, and we're still trying to break this drought, right? Last week our water-based proverb was, stillness turns muddy water into clean water. And this week's proverb is almost the opposite of that, but that's the beauty of these proverbs. And it is, I hate to tell you what it means. It is cloudy water catches more fish. And the Chinese interpret, the main interpretation of that means that chaos can bring opportunity. And so the reason I explain it to you is just to let you know that maybe in all this COVID mess that we're in, somehow that may bring some sort of a good opportunity to you. I hope that's true. And but my deepest sympathies for people we've lost, obviously. But anyway, so that's our thought. Cloudy water catches more fish. One last breath. Exhale, collapse into your corpse pose. Go into your favorite meditation. Hopefully a water-based meditation. Maybe you're just floating on a raft out in the ocean, or maybe in the middle of the Mississippi with Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn. Not a care in the world. See you next week.